Introduction. In today's world, natural family planning is often dismissed, ignored, or actively opposed by powerful entities such as governments, mainstream media, multinational corporations, and, from a spiritual standpoint, Satan himself. Yet, NFP is not merely a method of spacing births. It is a worldview grounded in the dignity of the human person, respect for God's design, and the sacredness of marital love. This essay explores the reasons for such opposition by integrating insights from the Holy Bible, the Catechism of the Catholic Church, YOUCAT, and recent scientific and sociological evidence. The thesis is clear: the natural family built on openness to life, fidelity, and God's design is a threat to both spiritual darkness and worldly powers that benefit from contraception, promiscuity, consumerism, and the breakdown of the family unit. The theology and morality of natural family planning. 1. Biblical foundations. Scripture repeatedly affirms the goodness of marital love and openness to life. Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it. Like arrows in the hand of a warrior are the children of one's youth. Blessed is the man who fills his quiver with them. Marriage is not merely about companionship, but about cooperating with God in the work of creation. NFP aligns with this divine plan by enabling couples to respect their fertility rather than suppress or manipulate it. St. Paul also emphasizes mutual self-giving in marriage. The husband should give to his wife her conjugal rights, and likewise the wife to her husband. 2. Catechism of the Catholic Church. The Church distinguishes between responsible parenthood and contraception. CCC 2366. Fecundity is a gift, an end of marriage, for conjugal love naturally tends to be fruitful. CCC 2370. Periodic continence, that is. The methods of birth regulation based on self-observation and the use of infertile periods is in conformity with the objective criteria of morality. Artificial contraception, by contrast, is declared morally unacceptable. CCC 2370. Every action which, whether in anticipation of the conjugal act, or in its accomplishment, or in the development of its natural consequences, proposes. YOUCAT also echoes this teaching. YOUCAT 420. The Church recommends the natural methods of family planning, which respect the body and the nature of the sexual act. YOUCAT 421. The Church rejects all artificial means of contraception, not because it is puritanical, but because she wants to protect love. NFP is rooted in self-mastery, communication, and reverence for the body. Countercultural ethic in a world that seeks instant gratification and control. Why Satan opposes NFP. Satan, as the enemy of truth and life, has a vested interest in undermining God's plan for sexuality and family. His strategies include: 1. Undermining the image of God. Human beings are made imago Dei, the image of God, especially in their capacity to love and give life. Married couples who embrace NFP cooperate with God in the act of creation. Satan hates this participation in divine life. John 10:10. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. 2. Promoting lust over love. NFP requires discipline and mutual respect. Satan promotes lust without love, sex without responsibility, and freedom without truth, ultimately enslaving people. Galatians 5:16-17 warns of the battle between the flesh and the spirit. NFP fosters the virtues of chastity, patience, and self-control, everything Satan despises. 3. Why governments oppose NFP. 1. Population control ideology since the 20th century. International organizations have aggressively promoted contraception and sterilization, particularly in developing countries. These efforts are often rooted in neo-Malthusian fears of overpopulation and economic instability. NFP, being natural and non-commercial, does not fit into state-run population control agendas. 2. Dependence on big pharma. Governments often receive lobbying or funding from pharmaceutical companies. Since NFP cannot be patented or sold, it does not serve capitalist or state interests. 3. Undermining family autonomy. A strong family unit creates independent citizens who rely less on state welfare. NFP strengthens marriages and encourages large families. which may foster political independence and resistance to state overreach. 4. Why the media oppose NFP1? Sexual revolution ideology. Media narratives are shaped by the ideology of the sexual revolution, which equates freedom with sexual indulgence and sees fertility as a burden. NFP contradicts this by asserting that fertility is not a disease and that sexual acts must remain open to life. Romans 12:2. Do not conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. 2. Mocking traditional morality. Mainstream media often mocks or caricatures NFP as outdated, oppressive, or ineffective. This dissuades people from even considering it seriously. 3. Financial incentives. Media companies often rely on advertising dollars from pharmaceutical giants and contraceptive manufacturers. Promoting NFP does not pay. Why corporations oppose NFP1. Profit motive. NFP offers no commercial benefit to pharmaceutical companies or medical institutions that profit from hormonal birth control, IUDs, and implants. Fertility treatments, abortion services. 2. Promoting a disposable culture. Large corporations often benefit from a consumerist culture that promotes pleasure over responsibility and instant gratification over virtue. NFP teaches delayed gratification and self-giving love. 3. Undermining the feminist capitalist alliance. Certain strands of corporate feminism promote contraception and abortion as essential for women's freedom and workforce participation. NFP, which affirms a woman's natural cycles and the value of motherhood, challenges this narrative. Why? Scientific and sociological evidence supporting NFP1, high effectiveness. Recent studies show that symptothermal methods of NFP are up to 98.2% effective with proper use. 2. Psychological and marital benefits. Couples who practice NFP report higher levels of communication, intimacy, and marital satisfaction. Divorce rates among NFP couples are significantly lower than the general population. 3. Respect for women's health. NFP avoids the harmful side effects of hormonal contraceptives, including increased risk of stroke, cancer, and depression. 4. Ecological and ethical coherence. NFP aligns with environmental ethics, as it is drug-free and natural. It respects the integrity of the body and does not involve the destruction of embryonic life. 7. The prophetic witness of Humanae. Vita. Pope Paul VI's encyclical Humanae Vita foresaw the dangers of artificial contraception. Increased marital infidelity, general lowering of morality, disrespect for women's bodies, government coercion. Each of these warnings has come true. Humanae Vita prophetically declared that only NFP respects both the unitive and procreative purposes of sex. 8. A call to action for Catholics. 1. Rediscover the beauty of NFP. NFP is not just a Catholic alternative to birth control. It is a path of discipleship, love, and freedom. John 8:32. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. 2. Evangelize through witness. Married couples who live out NFP joyfully are powerful witnesses in a contraceptive culture. Young people need mentors and models. 3. Reform the culture. By supporting pro-NFP education, resisting contraceptive mandates, promoting Catholic healthcare, faithful Christians can reclaim ground from forces hostile to life and love. Conclusion: natural family planning is a gift from God, a powerful expression of love, and a radical act of resistance in a world dominated by convenience, profit, and control. Satan, along with complicit earthly powers, governments, media, and corporations, opposes NFP because it affirms human dignity, divine design, and the sanctity of the family. By embracing NFP, Catholics bear witness to a civilization of love and a culture of death. Thanks for watching. Post your comment and suggestion about the educational session. For videos about artificial family planning and natural family planning,